Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today I wanted just to kind of go through and look at my old 1970s I should say, and early 80s Star Wars figures. So if you guys are not aware, in the 70s and 80s, it was either Kenner or Hasbro. I always forget, and I just check their legs. It doesn't really specify what brand, but one of the two brands decided to make Star Wars action figures, and that really helped with the popularity of the franchise. It was kind of a new thing at the time to be making action figures for a certain movie or something like that, because typically they would just make like these big dolls or just that kind of thing. But whenever these came out, it was kind of groundbreaking and almost game-changing, because it was the first time that a small figure like this was made and produced in such quantities. Like, I mean, every single character you could think of in the original trilogy was made. And then what happened was in the 90s, they pretty much just remade every single figure that came out in this original line. And that ended up causing the originals to go up in value. So if you have an original 1970s or early 80s figure, then it's probably going to be about 2 to 3 times more expensive than the 90s version. And the easy way of figuring out what year your figure is just by checking the foot or the back of the leg, and it'll be printed there. But what we have today is the Imperial Guard and Boba Fett. Boba Fett is one of the more rare 1970s figure. He goes for anywhere from $100 to $1,000, depending on if you have the figure graded. If it's graded and approved, then on eBay you can see these guys going for well over $1,000. But if you just have him, normal, he's about $50 to $100. So yeah, let's just get right into it. Starting it off with the Imperial Guard, this guy is very cool. I really like how they literally gave him cloth. I have a few other Imperial Guard figures, and surprisingly enough, there are some that have rubber cloths, which to me is kind of just like, that's a bit strange. Like, why would you make it rubber? Rubber is just hard to pose. Making it cloth is very cool. So obviously, whenever this came out, it was pretty cool that they made his clothing cloth. I mean, in fact, I have a Black Series Imperial Guard, and it is cloth, but to have a small guy cloth is pretty cool. And if you look up here, the rest of it is cloth as well. I want to be careful. All right, so you can't really pull it up very much, but he just has brown legs, so that's cool. But yeah, the cloth, it's old, so it kind of it has like a bit of a weird feeling. It definitely does not feel like cloth we have today, but it's cool. It's very cool. You can see the face here, pretty basic, but for the time, this again was groundbreaking. And he does come with this little blaster, which I don't really know if he could hold. Oh, I guess he could. He has a little hand that's in a kind of cuff position, so you could just shove that down there, but I'm not going to do that right now, just because it is an old figure, and I do have these cases for him. There's like a random sword in here, I don't know what that is, but it's just to kind of keep them protected, because they're old and they're expensive, and we just want to try to preserve them for as long as possible. But yeah, that is the Imperial Guard. On to Boba Fett. So here he is, Boba Fett. Now, one thing I was actually thinking about is, whenever the Book of Boba Fett comes out, I wonder if his price will go up even higher, because, I mean, I'm sure, I probably will, to be honest. Like, all Slave 1 Lego sets are probably going to go up in price as well. Insane what TV shows can do. But here is Boba Fett. And if I'm being honest, for a 1979 figure, he has quite a bit of detail. If we just take a closer look at him, his feet have the little lines that they have coming up all throughout the legs. There's detail, and it's painted, which is pretty cool. If we look in the back here, so you can see 1979, and it says Taiwan. So a fun fact about these Boba Fett figures in particular is there was probably like 3 or 4 different places they were manufactured out of. It was like Taiwan, Japan. I don't know what the other places were, but it does affect the price. I don't know which one's more rare, but if it does affect the price a little bit. And I think it's a bit odd that they all have different printing on where they were manufactured. This one was made in Taiwan, I guess, but yeah, so kind of cool. But as you can see, got the waist printing on the back there, got the jetpack, arm printing all the way up. Got a bit of some minor scratches, but honestly, this guy's in pretty good condition. He's not loose at all. And there's only, you know, little minor paint scratches, which is pretty rare. You know, typically you'll find these guys in really used condition because, like, it was somebody's childhood toy, but he's in pretty good condition. And he does come with his little blaster pistol, which is in his hand, which is also very cool. And a fun fact about this jetpack is it was actually supposed to be a flick fire jetpack, so you'll be able to flick it and the jetpack would come out. I mean, it honestly looks like something was supposed to come out because it's just this red thing sticking up. And it looks like there was like some kind of play feature, and there was supposed to be a play feature, but it never got manufactured because Kenner, Hasbro, again, I'm not really sure. I think it was Hasbro, but actually, I think it was Kenner. Anyways, they were afraid that they would get sued because, you know, children could shoot themselves, and yeah, they just don't want to deal with that. So they ended up scrapping the entire idea of making it flick fire, but they never actually changed the mold. And there was one Boba Fett with the flick fire missile that was ever produced, and it was on, like, I think it was on that Pawn Shop TV show. Basically, it's worth like $1 million or something, and it was actually sold. It's like one of the grails of toy collecting, and specifically action figures, so that's pretty cool. Whoever owns that, they have a asset right there. Like, that is a piece of gold. But yeah, this is just, you know, one of the basic ones that was manufactured after the change. But yeah, so that's Boba Fett. And here's just a real quick comparison of Boba Fett from the 70s compared to Boba Fett now. So, you know, we've made some progress, but it is still pretty cool to look back on them. And there's just a short review on the 1970s Imperial Guard and Boba Fett. I do have a few other 1970s figures, like, you know, Stormtrooper, at Driver, but these two are kind of like the most rare ones I have. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and comment down below a video you'd like to see next. Actually, only comment if YouTube lets me comment, because YouTube has been turning off my comments, and I don't know how to turn them back on because YouTube Studios keeps on changing their layout. So if I am able to get the comments back in running, make sure to drop a comment. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.